Disney presents. From Frontierland.
With Stetson so white and a pearl-handled gun swinging on his side. Texas John Slaughter made 'em do what they oughter, 'cause if they didn't, they died.
Cochise County, where John Slaughter settled in the new Arizona Territory, was originally the homeland of the great Apache chief for whom it was named. When the first white settlers invaded his domain, Cochise fought them fiercely. But he was a wise chieftain, and he soon realized that the great wave of migration sweeping over his people could not be stemmed. So Cochise signed a treaty that would permit the Indians and the invading white men to live in peace. Even after the death of Cochise, one of his sons, Natchez, tried to make the Indians live up to the terms of the peace treaty. But some of the Apaches didn't see the wisdom of Cochise's policy. They defied Natchez and the other followers of Cochise and rode off in a last desperate effort to regain their homeland by terror and force of arms. One of the fiercest of these Apache rebels was the cruel and wily Geronimo, a ruthless warrior who swore revenge against the white man. In this newest adventure of our true hero of the West, John Slaughter has his first major encounter with Geronimo and his renegade Apaches. Its title, Geronimo's Revenge.
I'm a tired kind, tired around and up the strays of riding to find a place to graze. For I'm a tired kind, sitting home with you to rest, and we'll keep a building in the West. Hattie?
Growing with Arizona, that's the only thing to do. Gonna grow up straight, gonna find a mate, and build up a ranch right next to you.
Women in Arizona wonder why they ever came. Looking at the range, praying for a change, and knowing it will always be the same.
Tombstone, just letting me hear some to spend my day. Gonna get a date, feeling inside straight, and drink up the rest of 6 months' pay.
Willie, where did you ever learn a thing like that?
Boys in the bunkhouse taught me. I know lots more.
Well, never mind the rest.
John, I think you better have a talk with the boys in the bunkhouse.
Yeah, I guess I better. First thing tomorrow. Hey, Vi, why don't you play the organ?
All right.
You can sing better with the guitar.
No, play something by Stephen Foster.
But they're too old, Papa.
Well, when I was a boy, we couldn't wait till he wrote a new one.
Bet that was a long time ago.
Well, it wasn't that long ago. What's the matter? Well, it can't be broken. We just got it last month.
The pedals don't seem to work.
Let me see.
Well, there isn't going to be any music. I might as well go to bed.
Willie,
You call me, Papa?
do you see anybody else in the room named Willie?
Guess not.
Come here. Can you explain this?
It's a foot pedal.
I know what it is. Well?
Coming to bed, Eddie?
Willie, I'm going to ask you just once more, and I want an honest answer. Now, come here. Now, what happened?
This afternoon I was trying to play it. I guess I tried to play it a little too hard.
Well, keep talking.
I didn't do it on purpose, to be mean or anything.
Well, young man, you're not to touch that organ again, you hear me?
Yes, Papa.
All right. You go to bed. You too.
Night.
I'll have Bat fix it tomorrow.
And that's all?
Or what?
John, both children were told this is not a toy, that they weren't allowed to play it unless one of us was in the room.
I know that.
So did Willie.
Well, honey, Willie apologized. He said he was sorry.
He said he was sorry when he broke the butter churn, too.
I let him off too easy.
Well, what do you think?
I think you're right. I think Willie needs a good talking to, and that's exactly what he's going to get. First thing tomorrow morning.
What's wrong with tonight while it's still fresh in his mind?
You mean now?
Yes, now.
There's somebody at the door. Hey, I thought you were out with the herd.
Wes figured I was the only one he could spare.
Spare for what?
We had the cattle bedded down. About a half a dozen Apaches hit the herd.
Anybody hurt?
Just a few of the cattle.
Better go take a look.
John,
It won't take me long. Is your horse in good shape?
Sure, but while we're out,
You better give Ashley something to eat.
Oh, surely tomorrow morning will be time enough.
Honey,
to
this
take
is
care of it.
important.
What about that?
Oh, that? Well, first chance I get.
I interrupt something?
It's a problem with the children.
Can I help?
No, Ashley, this is something their father has to handle. And I'm going to see to it that he does this the way he does everything else. Alone. Fix you some coffee.
Where's Red and Paul?
Far side of the herd, keeping them quiet. Boy, tell you what happened?
Not only that we lost a few head.
Those two and 3 more about a half a mile from here.
What happened, Wes?
Better send a wagon out. No sense leaving good beef for the buzzards.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
These Apaches were riding past the far side of the herd, riding like they were headed back home. Suddenly they wheeled their horses and hit the herd, and for no reason, shot down 5 head.
Well, there must have been some reason.
We snapped off a couple of shots, never had a chance to hit them.
You 3 be all right out here tonight?
Yeah, they won't come back.
I'll talk with Natchez in the morning.
No reason. Just shot them down for no reason at all.
Well, by tomorrow, they better have a darn good reason. Stable him for me, will you, Bat?
Right, sir.
Is everything all right?
Oh, I'll straighten it out in the morning with Natchez.
Try not to stay awake all night thinking about it.
No, I won't.
It's late. Come on, let's go to bed.
Yeah. No. Nope. First, I'm gonna straighten out those 2 kids.
No?
Well, Viola, you don't think I left just to get out of it, do you?
Of course not.
Those kids got to learn while it's still fresh in their minds.
John, they're sleeping.
Well, I'll just wake them up.
You'll be so sleepy they won't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
I'm sure you didn't.
Tomorrow for sure. I will.
That's right. And you'll have all morning to practice in.
Practice.
Mm-hmm. On the chief of the Apache Nation.
Who commands, Natchez?
Me, Slaughter.
You do not talk like my friend John Slaughter.
You keep talking so as I can find you.
I am here, right before you.
Natchez, you and I made a deal. We even shook hands on it.
A stronger bond than the paper your government gives me for my land.
Well, it wasn't strong enough. Yesterday, some of your braves hit my herd.
Are you sure there were Apaches?
Would I be laying the blame at your door if I wasn't sure?
Others might, but not you.
They didn't attack any of my men. They didn't even want the meat. They just shot down 5 head and rode off.
Can you tell me who was responsible?
No. It was dark and my boys couldn't see their faces. But I want to tell you this. If it happens again, I'm going to bring them back in pieces. What are you laughing at?
You came thundering in, John Slaughter, red in the face. My hospitality seems to have made you the same color all over.
All right, Natchez. You give me one good reason why they did what they did, and I'll forget about the whole thing.
Now you talk like my friend. All of Arizona was ours, John. Now we are corralled in a corner of it. My braves get restless. I will see that you are paid for your loss.
Never mind the money. You just tell them if they want to let off steam, they can spend an hour in here.
I'll tell them more than that.
How do you stand it in here?
An Apache can endure most anything.
Natchez, you and I have had many long talks about the past, and we both accept what is to come.
But there are others on both sides who don't.
Well, I'll handle my side, but you've got to do the same.
What happened yesterday won't happen tomorrow.
Do I have your word on that?
You have it.
Thank you.
I want Geronimo.
I was told you asked to see me.
I did not ask. I commanded.
I'm here.
Because of you, I was forced to tell a half-truth to a friend.
No white man can be our friend.
John Slaughter lives beside the Apache in peace.
Only until he has strengthened himself so he can take more of our land.
I have his word.
The white man's word. Santana believed it, and it cost us the river. Mangus Colorado believed it, and we lost the prairie. Your father, Cochise, believed it, and now there's very little left to take.
Geronimo, as chiefs, they did what they thought was best for the Apache.
But they have been proven wrong, and we can't wait for the same thing to happen to you. Time is running out, Natchez. Every day we delay makes us that much weaker. We must strike while we still have the nation behind us.
You are trying to bring back a dead world. Only by putting down our weapons can we keep what is left.
How long are you going to believe that? We gave up a land it took 30 moons to ride across. What will they take when we have nothing left to give?
We are as one man against a herd of bison. Only by moving with them can we live.
I believe it is better to die like a man than to be corralled like an animal.
And I say there will be no war. My word is law.
You are the chief, Natchez.
No Apache shall raid the land of John Slaughter. Remember that.
I will, Natchez. You are the chief. As long as the men follow you.
Better make sure that gate is shut tight, fellas.
Think that wild stallion will come for his herd?
Unless you want to chase him again, you better hope not. That bad unsaddle a horse. You better look to that right shoe.
Yes, sir. Don't let him get away from you, Willie.
Rope him, Willie.
Down. That's the stuff, Willie. You've got him. Well, stop him, Willie. Don't let him get ahead of you. Oh, that front leg. Stop him. Up in front, Willie. That front leg.
Grab his legs.
That's the way. That's the way.
That's it.
Now you
Now
got
pull.
him, Willie. Now turn him.
Hang right on there.
Twist him. You've got him. Twist him.
Hold still, you.
Set on him, Willie.
Come here.
Get him down, Willie. Set on him.
Hang on to him, Willie, before he ties you.
I've seen you get thrown a lot of times, too.
Ain't it the truth?
Hold still, you. Stop!
Say moo, he'll think you're his mommy.
Pull his feet out from underneath him, Willie. Get him down, Willie.
Stop!
Sit on him.
Willie?
Stop! Hold still.
Young man, how many times do I have to call you to supper?
Just as soon as I teach this calf a lesson.
Well, when you're finished, you do as your ma says, you hear?
Uh-huh.
I try not to get angry, John. I really try very hard.
What's the matter, honey?
Well, I tell him to come to supper, and he doesn't come, and I tell him to pick up his clothes, and he leaves them all over the floor. And Addie, well, I'll just let her tell you what she did.
Honey, when I was courting you, one word and they just jumped to do what you wanted.
That was before we were married. They were trying to win me and test you. Well, they won on both counts. They got me in the house and you in their hip pocket.
Boy, they're just kids. They don't think that far ahead.
Oh, they're way ahead of both of us.
Well, you just got to have a little patience, but you've also got to use a little authority.
Not me, John, you. I've got my own problems.
I thought we settled all that.
Well, you and I talked about it, but the children and I still have to settle it.
Well, I'll get them to obey you.
Oh, no. I'm their stepmother. Just to obey isn't enough. They have to want to obey me because they love me.
Honey, that'll come. It's just going to take a little time, that's all.
I'm willing to wait, but you're just making it take longer by always siding with them.
Well, I just figured it was better for me to kind of set the fence.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you old fence sitter, when you feel the splinters, don't come crying to me.
Hold still, you.
Get after him. Attaboy.
Get that pegging string on in a hurry, Willie. Get those two front legs.
I finally got him.
You sure did.
I threw him.
Good. Did you wash your hands?
Both sides.
Fine. Now go try it with some water.
Have a good day, Papa.
Oh, you can call rounding up wild horses a good day. Son, there's nothing in the world hates a man like a wild horse.
Ain't it the truth?
Addie, honey, you sitting on the edge of that chair like there was a nail in it.
I am?
Mm-hmm. I've seen happier men going to a hanging. What's the matter?
Nothing. Everything's just fine.
Fine, I'm too tired to try to drag it out of her. What's bothering her?
Are you going to tell him, or am I? Well?
Well, somebody better tell me, and quick. Oh, isn't that the silk I bought you from Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were going to make a dress out of that.
Till Addie decided her dolls needed clothes more than I do.
Tattletale.
And that, young lady, is just a small dose of what you're going to get. You talk like that again.
But she snitched.
What do you mean, snitched? What am I, some kind of sheriff around here, a policeman?
She yells at us.
Because you got it coming.
No matter what we do, you go and tell them.
Young lady, I want to hear an apology right now.
No.
Right now.
I'm sorry. There.
Do it again. And this time like you mean it.
I'm sorry I cut up your silk. And I'm sorry I talked like I did.
All right. Now go to bed.
Just wait until we get bigger than you.
You, in your room, no supper.
I'm not hungry, so there.
Just wait till we get bigger than you.
Come on, get out of here. He was so mad I thought he was going to buzz.
They'll hear us. If you punish him and laugh, it's the worst thing you can do, John.
Wait till I get bigger than you are, he says.
John.
Huh?
Good evening there, Sergeant.
Mr. Slaughter? Ma'am.
You're welcome to supper with us, Sergeant.
I thank you, ma'am, but I have 2 more stops to make. General Crook sends his compliments, sir.
Tell him thank you.
We understand you're having a little trouble with the Indians.
Nothing that I can't handle.
If there are any more incidents in the future, we'd appreciate you notifying the fort.
Well, what for?
Orders from Washington, sir. In the future, the ranchers will not deal with the Apaches except for trade.
My compliments to General Crook. You tell him I appreciate his interest, but this is my spread, and it's my job to protect it.
I'll tell him, sir.
You weren't very gentle with him.
I don't like people telling me what to do.
It's not so much telling you, John, it's offering help.
Viola, have you got any idea how many men they got over at the fort?
No.
About 200, that's all. 200 men to cover that many thousands of miles of territory.
Is that any reason to refuse help?
Probably not. But I don't want to see any more Apaches wearing dead sergeant stripes. Pour me some more coffee, will you?
Mm-hmm.
The wild horses are gone. Huh?
How did the stallion ever get the gate open?
I can't understand why we didn't hear them.
Well, I sure didn't care whether we knew who did it.
Who?
There's a moccasin tracks.
Apache moccasin, ma'am.
And if I followed them, I bet they'd lead me straight to Geronimo's tent. I'll bet on it.
You can't be sure, John.
Well, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. Bad saddle my horse.
Right.
John, last night the sergeant said that...
I know what the sergeant said.
But you won't pay any attention. No, you have to go thundering off into the middle of the Apache village.
Honey, this is my ranch, and those were my horses, and I'm going to get them back my way.
He always has to do everything his way.
That's what got him this far, Viola.
That's fine, Ashley. But one of these days he's going to get so far that even his way won't get him back.
What are you doing here?
I thought I'd come along to learn.
And they're dipping cattle back at the ranch. Why don't you go learn that?
You told me that Arizona was going to have an Indian problem for a long time. Now, if I'm going to run a spread of my own, I have to find out how to live with them.
Ashley, I got a lot of things on my mind. I haven't got time to be a teacher today.
Oh, I won't be in the way.
That's very thoughtful of you, but I would appreciate it if you'd go on back home.
Now, the way I'd handle it, I'd ride right up to this Geronimo, and I'd pull a gun on him, and I'd make him look right down
Ashley, weren't you talking with Viola when I rode out?
Let me think. Yes, I guess I was.
Uh-huh. Did Viola send you along to be nursemaid to me?
John, would she do a thing like that?
But she does think I need help.
I can honestly say that she doesn't.
Then why did she send you along?
To help Geronimo.
Since a white man took our land, wild horses are hard to find.
You sure didn't have any trouble finding those horses.
For 3 days and 4 nights, I tracked
You
them.
stole those horses out of my corral.
They're not branded. They belong
They
to
would
the
have
man
been
who
branded
catches-
this morning if you hadn't stolen them.
That's the second time you call me a thief.
I'm going to call you a thief just once more, Geronimo, and then I'm going to take you apart.
John, could I talk to you for a second?
Later.
If you turn around, I think you'll see that wasn't such a smart thing to do.
What's the matter, Geronimo? Can't you take care of yourself?
I'm gonna try to kill you myself. But if I can't, I'll still see you dead.
Geronimo! You! If I see any of you again before sundown, I'll have the women whip you. Go! You entered the village as though I were dead, John Slaughter. Why?
My business is with Geronimo.
This is not a tribal affair. It is personal.
I will tell you when it is not a tribe affair.
He stole some horses from me, and before I take them back, I'm going to teach him never to do it again.
This man accused me of being a thief. I must kill him for that.
Where are the horses? We are friends, John Slaughter, but they are not yours. Thief!
Your eyes are old. They lie to you.
Do they lie about white man's hay? Don't let my eyes see you again for the turn of one moon, Geronimo. Or if I do, no Apache will ever again call you brother. Take your horses.
Ashley? This is my friend, Ashley Carstairs.
You ride with him like a blood brother.
I don't really ride with him, but I do try to follow.
Then you are welcome in our village.
Get the horses, boy. Calling Geronimo down in front of a white man ain't gonna make him any friendlier.
Geronimo is your enemy, as he is and always will be the enemy of every white man.
He didn't want those horses. He didn't even need them. He just took them to cause more trouble.
Hatred was his father. Trouble, his mother. He will never change.
What happened between Geronimo and me, I was willing to keep between us. But if it happens again, I won't be able to.
Why not?
Because General Crook has got reinforcements. And if the treaty gets broken, the Army's gonna mend it the only way they know how. By force.
Then there will be more bloodshed. And also few of us left to bleed.
Natchez, if war does come, you can believe me, I won't be the one to start it.
Nor will I. But that won't satisfy the dead. For they are not interested in who started it. Once it is over for them.
You just follow that line right along there.
Thank you. Papa? You asleep? How come you're talking if you're sleeping?
Talking in my sleep.
John, I'm proud of you.
For talking in my sleep?
For the way you handled Geronimo. For not forcing a fight.
Willie, one thing you better do young is learn about women.
What about women?
They have a funny little habit of starting in the middle of a conversation that they started 3 days ago, like it was 3 minutes ago.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, of course not, dear. Vine, with the Indians and the Army and the running of the ranch, I don't get much rest.
Yes, dear.
Now, tonight was one of those nights that I just promised myself I was just going to sit here. And I wasn't going to get up except to lay down.
You always keep your promises, don't you, dear?
Yes, I do.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I think I just set a trap and caught myself.
Of course, if you're tired, a promise to a wife, that's really not very important.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, it's perfectly all right with me. You could do it now or 10 years from now.
She start in the middle of that time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what she means?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess I'll never get married.
All right, Bart. I gave you my word, and I'm going to keep it. Hattie, come on. Willie?
How could I have done anything? I was reading. Honest, Papa, we didn't do anything.
I didn't say you did anything. I got a job for you.
Not a job. Make it sound pleasant.
You got to learn to dance.
Dance?
You heard me, and you better enjoy it.
I didn't do anything. Why should I be punished? It's not a punishment. Dancing's fun. For girls. I've seen men dance. Ever see Jimmy Cole dance? Well, he's not a man. He's a cowboy. I want to be one, too.
Willie, I want to talk to you. You got to learn how to dance.
But dancing's for sissies.
It'll make Viola happy.
It'll make me miserable.
You want to go on a picnic tomorrow? Yes or no?
Sure, but...
Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Just have to kind of explain things to him, that's all. Smile for Viola.
John, don't just stand there. Teach them. What's wrong? You mean... Here. Now do exactly as I do. La-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. La-da-dum-dee-dum-dee-da-da-da. La-da-dum-da-da-da-dum. La-da-dum.
I wish you were bigger than me.
Come on. La-da-dum-da-da-da-dum. La-da-dum-dee-dum-dee-da-da-da. La-da-dum. 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 Did you remember to take the bread?
And the lemonade.
Good.
We beat the big oak tree, Bat.
Right, sir.
Come on, Willie.
Only you don't know where we are, understand?
Yes, sir.
Unless it's important.
John, you promised.
Let's go, Papa.
Hey, Willie, come on.
A whole day with the family, you said.
All right, Bart. You don't know where we are. Yes. Willie! Willie, I want you to be careful. That's a lot of animal under you.
Ain't it the truth?
We'll spread the blanket over there.
Can I help you down?
I can get up.
One of these days, I'm going to show you an easier way to do that. Willie?
Uh-huh.
You go get some firewood.
John, in this heat?
It's not going to be a picnic unless you can roast potatoes.
You're right.
Someone's coming, Pa.
He looks hurt.
Well, that's Ashley.
Bat told me where to find you.
What'd you do? What happened?
Indian bullet.
Huh? Come on, I'll get you in the buggy. Oh, boy. Easy, boy. The bullet's still in there?
No, I went clean through.
I'll get a bandage.
How about the other boys? They all right?
They're all right.
That'll wait till later, John.
Geronimo and a dozen braves hit us about dawn. Ain't Dragged a buffalo hide in front of the herd and spooked them over half of Arizona.
Viola, you get them back to the house and take care of them. And if there are any of the boys still around, tell them to meet me at the South Springs.
Picnic over, Papa?
I'm sorry, son, but this is important. Addie, you ride Ashley's horse.
Willie, get our picnic basket and blanket.
Forget that, Willie. You get the kids in the house and keep them there.
All right, John.
Come on, boy. Now, you be careful.
Okay, Papa.
Here you are.
What's up, John?
Trouble. Come on with me.
Come on, follow us!
You all right?
Ashley tell you what happened?
Yeah.
There wasn't much we could do.
Forget it, Wes. It's my fault for not having more men here. In fact, did Viola and the kids get home all right?
We passed them on the way.
Good. Joe, Les, Paul, you know which way the cattle headed?
Main herd ran west. A few traveled south. Jerry and Yuki are keeping them in sight.
You three head on out there, give them a hand. You got any idea which way Geronimo headed?
They chased us for a while and then took off east.
You stay here and keep an eye peeled. We'll try to track down Geronimo.
Separated here.
How many do you figure?
I read about 6 went straight on. Rest cut off.
I'll take Ben, Sam, and Harry. You take the rest of the boys.
You better move. If he gets to Mexico, it'll take a year to smoke him out.
Now, don't you follow too close. You run right up his back. Hold up a minute, boys. Hold him. Don't shoot, Bat.
Mr. Slaughter?
Well, what'd you read?
Trail took a wide curve.
Sold mine.
Riders kept falling out. Only 2 left.
I ended up following just one rider, and his trail ended right there.
I don't like it, Mr. Slaughter. That Indian is good at covering tracks as we are uncovering it.
Yep.
You thinking the same thing?
Yep. And if we're right, we better move fast. Let's go.
The door.
Somewhere between 4 to 5 minutes and an hour.
Geronimo give you his plans?
It'll take about that long for the sun to get behind him and right in our eyes. bet we can. They'll never get through that door. Missed.
Did you get her?
I don't know.
Children, get back under that table. Please get back under the table.
But we want to help. I can shoot. Pop taught me how. Papa wouldn't like it if we were hiding when we should be helping.
If anything happened to you, neither of us will have it tomorrow.
If you don't get back to that window, you won't have the rest of today. Now you get under that table. Stay there.
You got enough ammunition to shoot?
Plenty.
That day in the village, I should have killed you.
Yes, you should have.
Do you torture me now?
That's the Indian way.
And what is the white man's way?
If you hurt my wife and kids, it'll be a lot worse than the Indian way. Tie his hands before you put him on a horse and then take him to the house.
What if he makes a break for it?
I want him alive.
Table. I'll bet she shot 100 Indians all by herself. An Indian tried to climb in the window and actually shot him.
Now, just calm down there, son. I'll be owing you for the rest of my life.
Honest, John, it wasn't as bad as that. The kids didn't get scared and all fought like Davy Crockett.
You're making me almost feel sorry for those Indians.
They'd have got tired or quit when it got dark. It wasn't that much to worry about.
Easy as that, huh?
Could have been worse.
Yeah. Could have been a lot worse if you'd had to use these.
Let me have him, John.
He's all mine.
Let him go.
You get the kids in the house, Viola.
Let him go.
I need no white woman to plead for me.
John, if you kill him, he'll just keep on living as a martyr. Every Apache will have to fight to avenge his death.
You got any idea what he would have done to you and the children?
Do you know what it would mean if his death starts an Indian war?
Geronimo, you know the boundaries of my land.
I know all the land that belongs to the Apache.
If you ever ride across my land again, I'll have General Crook and the whole army sit on the reservation while I hunt you down and kill you.
If you let me go, I shall live to kill you.
And you won't die a warrior's death. I'll hang you, like a piece of carrion for the buzzards to feast on.
He was scared of you, Papa. Geronimo was scared of you.
He wasn't scared of me, Willie. He was scared of hanging. You could peel him an inch at a time and he'd never squawk. But just threaten him with hanging and look at him go. What's for supper?
Supper?
Supper? Yahoo!
Time for bed, children. Good night.
Good night, baby.
Night, Ashley.
Night.
Willie, it's time for bed. Did you hear me? Young man, come back here. Either you bend over and pick up those things, or I'll bend you over.
Yes, Mother.
Good night, son.
Giddy up.
Oh, all right. Come on.
Well, he shook my hand.
Thinks he's grown up.
And he kissed you.
Called me mother, too.
Well, it just takes a little time, because they're stubborn.
Like their father.
Well, I won't fight with you about that.
Good. I don't think I can stand another fight.
In Texas, a ranger he had to become, and outlaws he defied. For Texas, John Slaughter made 'em do what they oughter, 'cause if they didn't, they died. His turned-up white Stetson and